He has very deep collateral groove in the back. If I go as deep as I can, we have almost my whole hoof pick length of depth. Now he's recovering from laminitis, so we had good rotation happening here, so it is normal that the back will be a little deeper than ideal. So we are working towards rebalancing that. So ideally, we should have about half of my hoof pick in a big horse. Since he's a pony, he probably needs a little less than half of my hoof pick. And we have other indicator we can look for as well as measuring when the sole stops being flat. That's another good way of knowing that you have adequate depth. In a pony, it's a little harder, a little more tricky to see, especially where the heels are, because you don't have a whole lot of heel area on the pony. So I'm going to start by finding my live sole so that I can match my hoof wall to it. And I know, even looking at this foot right now, I can tell that I'm going to have more heels to work on than hoof wall here. So anything that's grainy like this needs to go. And when it's live, it'll be a little harder to cut and it will not be grainy. So you can see I got right about here is live now. It's a little more of a grayish, sometimes yellowish, depending on the color of the hoof. And when there's cracks like this, it usually means that it's exfoliating material. Since I have a lot of depth in the back, I'm not worried about cleaning it all out. Over here, we have a bit thinner material. We've built quite a bit of depth with him for the time I've cared for his feet. But when I get up here, knowing that we have a rotation, we have thinner sole here, I'll be more conservative. And I actually won't mind leaving a little excess stuff to exfoliate on its own. So I'm just cleaning it so we can see and making sure there's nothing, no bacteria that's potentially hiding underneath here. Looks good. I will open my frog right here. It's covering the collateral groove really well, which is not good because that's the best way for bacteria to thrive. Central sulcus, which is the center of the frog, is also closed up. And I know there's a split in the middle because I can see it. So to help this dry, I will try and open it a little bit just to, and I most likely will treat it as well so that thrush doesn't continue on to eat the new frog that will come after this shedding one will go. So you want your heels to be slightly higher than your sole. Ideally. With him, I want to work my way in the back of the foot. But I do not want to go in to what's alive. So I stop right where I meet the sole. And it's important that whatever you do, trying to lower the back of the foot, which is very common, especially with laminitis, the back of the foot will grow fast. So you want to lower the back, but you do not want to cause pain. By causing pain to the back part of the foot, now the horse is avoiding using this area. And using this area is how you're going to rehab laminitis. So it's pretty much the only way. And of course with the diet. That's low sugar. Now that I lowered my heels, I can tell I could help him shed some of that frog here. I'm going to help create a breakover all the way around. And this pony has bone changes. So the frog is longer than it should normally be. So the 1/3 doesn't apply so much with this horse. We can really see where the bottom of the collateral groove is very deep in the back, and it's going up and shallow. Right about here, it's a lot more shallow than it is back here. And really, in a healthy situation, with a horse that doesn't have laminitis, that the bone is in a correct position, you'll have the same. It'll be a little deeper in the back, of course, because the back part of the foot and the bone should have a positive angle, which means more depth in the back of the bone, but it should still have a uniform looking depth from the back kind of all the way up here. And you see here, there isn't much. If I clean it out, we've had lots of moisture, and it's shedding season, so things are starting to flake away. It's not as easy to see, but there. So you see how shallow it is here. So in this case, when you have a horse like this, really there's no good reason why you should be cutting any of this. Even though it looks uneven or not, it's not bowling out nicely, there's really no reason for cutting this, because it's thin. And you see this height he has around the perimeter of the sole. That's what keeps the bone off the ground, literally. So in his case, he needs this height on the outside. So if I take my rasp and I just rasp this all off to make it nice and flat, now I basically expose the bone to pain, definitely a lot of pain. So for him, this will keep him very happy if I leave this alone. Ideally, it should be built from here, like thickness should be from here all the way out and bowling out. But with him, it's not the case because of the damage he's done, or the damage that occurred to the bone and the structures.